Time marches on. Everybody concerned about time. Time for scales, scales in time. Metronomes, circles, and beats. All forms of definitions and measurements. Now we have this tape. Time for scales. Believe it or not, I just came back from an audition. And that audition took years off my life. The students who played there were very talented youngsters. You could see that they all loved music and enjoyed communicating in that medium. The problems really started when I asked them to play their scales for me. Just a simple question. Would you please play your scales for me? Before I age that fast again, I have some ideas that I'd like to share with you about learning your scales. Let's take our clarinet and use our time together for scales. This tape is designed to inform and encourage high school students, grades 9 through 12, to become more familiar with their scales. Many auditions require that you play your scales in a predetermined format. This format includes 2 octaves and memorization. As we progress today, feel free to stop this tape and prepare slowly and carefully. Never go on to the next step feeling half-baked and uncomfortable. Practice slowly and freely. Use mirrors and your audio cassette. Look carefully at this clock. Make a mental note of the sound you hear from it. Above all, notice the geometry, the keys inside, and the regularity of sound produced by this clock. We will save some aspects of it. Let's save the circle and let's save the pulse. If we save both these elements, we have a circle and a pulse, which equals 60 beats per minute. With the keys which exist in music, the music that we hear all around us, the same music as it has evolved in Western civilization, we have a configuration, a picture that looks like this. The visual cornerstone of this tape is the circle. This is the first brick of time for scales. The second brick is the pulse, which we have seized from our clock. The beat equals 60. If we move our arms to this beat, just wave them in the air, we come up with something close to what conductors do when they perform a concert with their ensemble. Okay, 1 is down, 2 is to your left, 3 is to your right, and 4 is straight up. So, 1 is down, 2 to your left, 3 to your right, and 4 is up. Let's coordinate now the conductor's pattern with the pulse that we've already got. The beat equals 60. Okay, let's do that with this conductor's pattern. And you practice right along with me, and when you get the opportunity, look in your mirror and practice this same conductor's pattern in your mirror. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have time out for our conductor's pattern. And let's have time out for our circle. Our next step is to listen to a scale. Let me just play a scale for you quickly. Each of our scales is represented in our circle of fifths with a large case letter. As we play these scales, use strong fingers and play each scale with care. We have saved our circle, our pulse, and our beat pattern. Our scales should ultimately sound like this. Memorize the number of accidentals in each scale. Memorize the accidentals in each scale. Let's define a scale briefly. A scale is a group of notes which include a combination of whole and half steps. Suffice it to say that the whole and half steps occur in the same place each time. In other words, the structure of each scale is absolutely the same. The structure is the same even though the key may vary. The half steps will come between the third and fourth steps and the seventh and eighth steps. The half steps occur between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8, and everything else, all of the rest of your steps, are whole steps.
Robert Marcellus says,
there are other ways of looking at legato. I am a great believer that the hands should be in complete accord with the musical situation. I believe in playing with the fingers into the clarinet. Somewhat strong fingers. Playing legato through the phrase without making any key noise, without making any abrupt changes, but with great sustaining and blend. If we take the simplest of these scales, the major scale in the key of C major, it looks like this. Be aware that the fingerings in each scale will be marked. You may also use the scales as they are found in the Closet's celebrated method for clarinet. Also, a printed version of these scales accompanies this tape. If you use the Closet method, the rhythm should be altered to begin and end on the keynote. The most radical change will occur in the descending portion of the scale, which will have the same rhythm as the ascending portion. The C major scale has no sharps and no flats. Watch carefully when we decide if certain notes should be played on the right side or the left side of the clarinet. Some fingerings will be purchased simultaneously. Use only enough pressure to cover holes and depress keys and no more. Downbeats will be marked with a straight line and upbeats will be marked with a V. Downbeats will be marked with a straight line and upbeats will be marked with a V. Now I will play the downbeats for you in the C major scale. Make sure that your downbeats occur right with the metronome. Make sure that your downbeats occur right with our pulse of 60 beats per minute. Now, you play the downbeats right along with me. Both of us are playing now. You're playing the downbeats also. Here we go. Once again, 2, ready. Now, you conduct. Don't forget your conductor's pattern. 1 is down, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You conduct, and I'll play the down beats and the up beats. Ready? Again. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to play the down and up beats, and I'll conduct you. Ready? I'll give you 4 beats for nothing. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Very good. Excellent. I heard every note you played, and you did a terrific job. Let's do that again. You play the down and up beats, and I'll conduct. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Terrific. Now, I will play the same scale that we just played at half tempo. Let's talk a bit about fingerings. When you get to your A to B natural fingering, or when you're crossing the break, take your right hand C key and your left hand B key at the same time. When you cross the break, right hand C key, left hand B key at the same time. Let's do it at half tempo. When we play at half tempo, that means that the 8th note is like a quarter note, and the 16th notes are like 8th notes. Demonstration. Let me give you a demonstration. Okay? Now you play along with me this time. Get your clarinet. Here we go. Okay, now let's both of us go to our tempo, and let's play the scale at tempo. Now, don't forget to use your mirror when you're practicing. That helps to build your confidence. And don't forget to use your audio cassette when you're practicing. That also helps to build your confidence and helps you to be able to listen effectively to what you've just played. At any point in this tape, if you need to practice or if you need to go over some steps a little more carefully, Stop the tape by all means. You're free to do that and practice just that one section. Okay, listen to the words of Stanley Drucker, first clarinet of the New York Philharmonic. Talent will overcome a lot of bad habits, but one can play a lot easier without bad habits. There's no such thing as a perfect classic embouchure. The same thing with hand position. We are not going to the extreme of slapping our fingers down as one might on a drum with his fingertips. On the other hand, we are not going to caress the keys without any pressure because there is a mechanical device that has to close and open. It has to be the right kind of touch. This scale has one sharp. Here again, when we get to middle B, get to this middle B on the clarinet, we purchase both B and C keys. We purchase both the B and the C key, coming from our A natural. Let's play the downbeats together first, and then we will conduct and play down and upbeats. Okay, so here we go with the downbeats in the G major scale. And remember, you're always playing right along with me. You play as much as you possibly can right along with me. Here we go again with the downbeats in the G major scale. Okay, now we're back to our down and upbeats. Upbeats are marked with a V, your downbeats are marked with a straight line. Here we go, down and upbeats. You play with me. Same thing once again. Now, when you're at home practicing with your audio cassette recorder, go through the same process. Play your downbeats, play your down and upbeats, play your scale as written, then record your downbeats, record your down and upbeats, record your scale as written, and when you play that scale back, downbeats, down and upbeats, and as written, conduct while you hear yourself playing, okay? Conduct when you play your cassette, audio cassette, back to you. Okay, let's go on now and play the G major scale half tempo. Half tempo means the eighth note becomes a quarter note, 16th notes become eighth notes. Here we go. Okay, don't forget now, you play right along with me. Once more, half tempo. This is the last time that we'll play this scale at half tempo. Now, let's play that same scale, tempo. Same thing once again. Okay, now this time you play and I'll conduct. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and Very good. It's excellent. Let's go on to our next scale, which is what? What scale is it? Very good. D major. And D major scale has 2 sharps. The B natural in this scale should be taken with the left hand. B natural should be taken with the left hand, and the C sharp with the right hand. B natural left, C sharp right. Let's play this scale with the downbeats only. Once again, 2, ready. Very good. You're playing right along with me. Now let's add our upbeats to this pattern. Let's add our upbeats. Here we go. 2, ready, and. Okay, if we're moving too fast for you on the upbeats, stop the tape. Let's try this. Let's try playing our down and upbeats at half tempo. So that means that your 8th note downbeat and your 16th note upbeat will become a quarter note and an 8th note respectively. Here we go, half tempo, down and upbeats. Okay, now here we go, down and upbeats, tempo. Let's play the scale as written, half tempo. Ready? Once again, and stay right in there, hang in there for all you're worth. D major scale, 2 sharps. The sharps are F sharp and C sharp. And we will play the scale at half tempo. Don't forget that while you're playing this scale, you're taking the B natural on the left and your C sharp on the right. Let me just give you a demonstration of that. Okay, here we go. At tempo, D major scale. Last time. Okay, one word of caution in this scale between the C sharp and the D. One word of caution between the C sharp and the D. Okay, I should have on my C sharp no E flat key. Okay, no E flat key, but I do use the E flat key on my high D. I do use that D is out of tune if I do not use this little E flat key. However, on the C sharp, I don't want that E flat key because it sounds like this. Sounds very brittle and very hard if I keep that E flat key down for C sharp. So, C sharp, no E flat key. Stanley Hasty, formerly clarinet instructor at the Eastman School of Music, has the following words which are very important to every clarinetist in the way that they use their fingers. Keep the fingers close. You don't want any tension in your fingers, so relax them. Hit the clarinet now. You're not going to squeeze it. You don't want to pound, you just want to flop. The clarinet has become chrome. The fingers pop off and onto a very hard surface. There is no resistance. You are operating in a vacuum with no resistance to the fingers in any way. Okay, so when you're practicing your scales at half tempo, try to use more elements of the legato fingering. In other words, minimize your key noises. When you move a little faster on the clarinet, don't maximize the key noise, but make sure that your fingers cover for each note quickly and very efficiently. The next scale that we want to talk about is the A major scale. Here we have three sharps. Of course, you know that they are F, C, and G. Flashcards could help you a little bit at this point. If you want to use some flashcards, then make up your card so that you have the capital letter on one side and the number of sharps or flats on the other side. Okay. This scale we should play at half tempo. Let's start it out playing this scale right at half tempo, and we want to talk a little bit about some fingerings here. So this is the A major scale. Okay, if you don't know how to finger certain notes, if you don't know the fingering for certain notes, for instance, that's the C sharp. Write that fingering in your music, just like your definitions for words. write your fingering right in your music so that you don't have to look it up every time you need it. Okay, for your F sharp, I play that F sharp right on top of the clarinet. I play that F sharp right on top of the clarinet. Okay, I do not use the double side fingering for this F sharp. I play the B natural on the left. I play the B natural on the left and the C sharp on the right. So, F sharp, B natural, C sharp. Now, let's play the down beats together. Okay, let's play the down and up beats together. Let's talk a little bit more. Now, when I'm teaching the scale, when we come to G sharp in the throat, I like to encourage my students to keep their left hand ring finger down. I like to encourage my students to keep that left hand ring finger down on G sharp. Down for the A, right through to the B natural. Let's start on the A in the second register and keep that ring finger down. Okay, now, in order for you to perfect that business of keeping this ring finger down, practice that scale in that octave right at half tempo. Okay? Now, I'd like to go back. You play the scale with the down and up beats, and I'll play just the down beats. You play the down and up beats. I'll play just the down beats. Now, you play the down beats, I'll play the down and up beats. Here we go. Let's remember everything that we said about the left-hand ring finger, staying down for G sharp, A, and B. And let's play this scale as written, all slurred, at half tempo. Here we go. Okay, now, let's play that same scale once again. This time, let's try it at tempo. One thing that you might want to also do when you're practicing these scales is when you record the scale on your audio cassette recorder, once you've practiced recording your downbeats, recording your down and up beats, and recording the scale as written, try to play that scale from memory. Try to play that scale from memory when you are recording your scale as written. And also practice right along with your tape. Practice along with your audio cassette. You don't need a VCR to be able to use the electronic revolution in your own practicing. Now, this time I'll play the scale as written and you conduct. Now it's your turn to play the scale as written, and I'll conduct. Ready? And 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Sounds great. The next scale that we're going to talk about today is the F major scale. This scale contains one flat, and that flat is B flat. Let's do a bit of a demonstration with our tape recorder this time. You can see that we've got our audio cassette, and we're going to put this audio cassette right in our tape deck. And we're going to record the downbeats in the F major scale. We're going to record the downbeats in the F major scale. One, two, ready. Now, when you're recording these downbeats or your down and up beats, count off so that you'll know where to begin on the tape. Count off for yourself so that you will know when you play back the tape where to begin. Here we go again. Just the downbeats in the F major scale. Now, let's add the upbeats to the downbeats that we already have. Here we go. Ready? One, two, ready. Now, let's play the F major scale at half tempo as written. One, two, ready, and. Here we go again. Half tempo, F major scale. Your instructions and your count-offs on the tape. When you play back the tape, where to begin? Here we go again. Just the downbeat Play downbeats this time. Down and upbeats this time. As written this time. Okay, so that way you can practice your scales right with your audio cassette, and there are a couple of other things you can do too. For instance, if you have problems, say, in the last 5 notes of this scale, just play those 5 notes by themselves and then add a beat in front of each one of the units that you just practiced. For instance, let's say that I have problems with the last 5 notes of the scale. Okay, now at this point, we can add a beat in front of that unit that we just practiced so that we are in effect practicing the last bar and a half of the scale. Ready? Now, once I get that to the point that I feel comfortable and I can play that with ease, then I add another beat in front of that. I'm playing the last bar and 3 beats. So, starting on C, here we go. From that point, I can go ahead and add the descending portion of this scale. So I'm adding a beat going backwards, going towards the front of the scale, starting on F. I'm practicing the last 2 bars of the scale. And of course, you can slow the metronome up or take the metronome a little faster if you feel particularly comfortable at the tempo that we're practicing now. The next scale that we're going to talk about today is the B-flat major scale. This scale has 2 flats, B and E. Let's play the downbeats. Okay, now let's play the down and the upbeats. Now, if that's too fast, you can always slow your metronome down. As a matter of fact, let's do that right now. Let's slow the metronome down 1 notch. Here are our down and up beats again. Now let's go back to our original tempo. And of course, you can stop the tape whenever you like and change your tempo right there at home. You play the down and up beats, and I'll play just the down beats. Ready? Now, you play the down and up beats, and I'll play the scale as written. I'll play the down and up beats this time. You play the scale as written. Now, as you play, you can also take the scale at exactly half tempo as written. Exactly at half tempo as written. What I'd like to do now is to just walk through the scale. Let's ignore the metronome for the time being, or turn it off, just for notes. And this is one of those scales where I think it's important to be able to play the E flat on the first line on either side of the clarinet. Let's start out by learning it on the right side of the clarinet using the side key. So let's use this side key for our E flat. Let's just walk through the fingers. B flat, E flat on the side, B flat on the side. E flat on the side. Okay, now let's turn our metronome back on, and let's play this scale now, half tempo with the side key. Ready? We also play the scale using E flat on the left-hand side of the clarinet. E flat on the left-hand side of the clarinet. Here we go. E flat on the left. And that B flat on the left-hand side of the clarinet. Pay attention to the quality of your finger movement as you practice this scale. You might find a friend who can hold the pencil for you just right above those fingers right there, maybe an inch or 2, inch and a half away from your fingers. Let me see if I can do this. And if you consistently bang that pencil away, or bang your finger up against the pencil, you may be raising your fingers a little too high. Try to raise your fingers about the same distance in each finger away from your tone holes. So don't have one finger this high, another one like that, and then another one like this. Try to keep them raised away from the clarinet, or when they do come to that position away from the clarinet at approximately the same level. Okay, another way that you might want to check your finger movement and to be sure that you're raising your fingers at approximately all the same height away from the keys and rings is to check your finger movement in a mirror. Let's do maybe an old close-A study that will help us to monitor the movement of our left hand in the mirror. Now let's apply that same mirror technique to our B-flat scale. Now, this time, let's play the scale together, half tempo. Let's use the left hand E flat, and let's watch our fingers in the mirror. Here we go. Ready? This time, let's watch our fingers in the mirror again. And let's use the side E flat, and let's play this scale at tempo. Once again. Consider the comments of Anthony Giatti, solo clarinetist of the Philadelphia Orchestra. For instance, students tend to use the side keys all the time and for every passage, and we saw that in the scale that we just played. I think that's ridiculous. If you're playing a passage that's all in the left hand and you have a B flat or an A sharp in that passage, why bring the right hand into it? In other words, be flexible and try to keep as much of the technique as possible in one hand. People tend to get tied into using one set of fingerings, never realizing that sometimes it's better to use another fingering. I try to teach my students to be flexible so that they don't get locked into using one set of fingerings all the time. The next scale that we're going to talk about today is the E flat major scale. This scale has 3 flats. Keep your fingers close to the keys. Watch your left hand ring finger as you cross the break. Let's play this scale at half tempo. Let's play this scale at half tempo, as written. Okay, let's make some decisions about that scale. Let's take all of our E flats on the right-hand side of the clarinet. Here we go again. Okay, let's play the downbeats first. 1, 2, Ready? Down and up beats. When you play the down and up beats, take your C on the left-hand side of the clarinet because we've broken this scale into an arpeggio. Generally, I would say take that C on the right-hand side of the clarinet. Now, let's play this scale as written. Okay, the next scale that we're going to talk about will be the E major scale. Well, this scale has 4 sharps: F, C, G, and D. Okay, your third line B should be taken with the right hand so you can get to the C sharp, which needs to be taken with the left. Your third line B taken with the right hand so that you can get to C sharp, which needs to be played with the left. Same choice, descending. All right, let's do the downbeats in the scale together. Okay, let's add the upbeats. Ready? Now, when you play your D sharp, and when you play your E, D sharp and E, your E flat key needs to be down. E flat key is down for D sharp and for E. Here we go, as written, the E major scale. The next scale that we're going to talk about is the B major scale. This scale has 5 sharps. Okay, look at your key signature. You tell me. F, C, G, D, and very good, and A. Let's play this scale half tempo, and let's just work this scale half tempo descending. Let's work this scale half tempo descending. Ready? So you can see that the D has to be taken, your D sharp has to be taken on the right, left hand C sharp, right B natural, then you're home free on your A sharp. F sharp is taken on top of the clarinet first finger. Okay, let's do that again, half tempo as written. And you also take the ascending B natural on the right-hand side of the clarinet. Let's play the entire scale now, half tempo. For practice, once again. Okay, just the downbeats, tempo. Just the downbeats at tempo. Ready? Down and up beats, tempo, as written. Down and up beats at tempo. Let's play this scale, the B major scale, as written. And look in that mirror so that you're sure that you get your fingers functioning at a decent height, not too far away from the keys. Here we go, last time, B major. Our next scale is A flat major. This scale has 4 flats, B, E, A, and D. Let's do just the downbeats at tempo. If you need to go slower, stop the tape, use your tape recorder. We're playing the A flat major scale at tempo, just the downbeats. Okay, let's add the upbeats in the A flat major scale. Let's talk a minute about fingerings. Let's take our C on the right, C in the third space on the right, D flat on the left, same decision, descending. Let's play the A flat major scale, half tempo, as written. Once again, same thing. Okay, this is the A flat major scale, tempo. next scale is the D flat major scale. This scale has 5 flats, B, E, A, D, and G flat. Let's do this scale immediately at half tempo. Here we go. Now, there's some interesting things in this scale. Let's take the last bar and 1 beat, starting on the A flat, and just play that much of the scale at half tempo. Your A flat is on the side, G flat is on the top of the clarinet, rather than the double side. No point in bringing the right hand into it at that stage. So, it also helps you to develop your left hand technique. Okay, now let's start this scale a bar and 2 beats from the end. A bar and 2 beats from the end. So we're starting on D flat. And D flat is taken on the left-hand side of the clarinet. So you have D flat on the left, C on the right, G flat on the top. Let's add another beat in front of that. We're starting on A flat, which is 1 line above the staff, and we will take our G flat with the 5 key. We'll take our G flat with the 5 key. So, once again, same thing, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C. D flat, C. Okay, and let's do the last 2 bars at half tempo. Your fingering decisions are exactly the same going up as they are coming down. Let's try this scale at half tempo. C on the right, D flat on the left, G flat with the 5 key. Half tempo from the beginning. Let's take that scale at tempo. And the last scale that we'll do today is the G flat major scale. The scale has 6 flats. We add C flat. Okay. Now, in this scale, I would take the G flat on the second line on the top of the clarinet. I will start this scale, the G flat scale, on the left-hand side of the clarinet. Okay. I would play the C flat with the 5 key. C flat with the 5 key. Let's just walk through at half tempo, right from the beginning. All right, the last two decisions that you need to make are your C flat ascending and your C flat descending are on the right hand side of the clarinet. Your C flat ascending and your C flat descending are on the right hand side of the clarinet. Half tempo again. Okay, and let's try this scale with a rhythm. Let's try this scale with a rhythm. If we start right at the end of the scale, let's say we start with the last bar and 4 notes, or the last bar and a beat at half tempo. So we'll be starting on D flat. Okay, our rhythm will be a long note and a short note, or a dotted rhythm. Long, short, long, short, long. At this tempo, be an 8th and a 16th, starting on D flat. Now, let's back that rhythm up a little bit and start on the G flat on the top of the clarinet. First finger G flat, second line. Let's apply that rhythm to the scale as written descending. Let's apply that rhythm to the scale as written descending. Okay, let's do the same thing, half tempo. Okay, your fingering decisions will be the same ascending as they were descending. Okay, you have the 5 key on G flat, the left on D flat descending, the right on C flat descending, on G flat on top of the clarinet, your E flat on the right side, and your C flat with the 5 key. Okay, let's do this scale in a rhythm once more as written from the beginning. Same scale at tempo. Sidney Forrest has some pertinent remarks to make about rhythmic alterations and how they can be used in your own personal practice. Mr. Forrest formerly a clarinet professor at the Peabody Institute, Peabody Conservatory, Johns Hopkins University. Why? For instance, take the famous Premier Rhapsody passage. There are many ways to play that. By changing the rhythm of the straight four notes, you are strengthening and emphasizing the first and third notes. Then you can reverse that rhythm and strengthen other fingers. It sounds like a theory, but it works. It is a theory that does work. And along with that, you can change your articulations.
During the next session, you will play your scales with this small combo. Play your scales in the same format and rhythm we have previously used on this tape. The key will be identified as you begin. If you can, try to play your scales from memory. Should it be necessary, copy your scales from previous scale shots and use these to play along with this combo. The band will count off as your cue to begin.
1, 2, 3, play.
Play.